We're getting ready for the Grow Your Own Festival.
Yes.
So any listeners who listened to the last episode got to hear all of our friends from the Grow Your Own. October 7th, just to remind y'all of the date. We have to come up with a jingle, JR.
Yeah, we need a jingle for Happy Earth Market.
I mean, it's going to be like cheesy as shit, right?
Happy Earth Market
that's the point.
podcast.
Happy Earth Market.
Day that you realize your dad wasn't a superhero anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, Dad can get his ass kicked too.
Right.
Okay, we just lost connection.
Good morning, America. I'm Charles Gibson.
I'm Diane Sawyer, and it's Tuesday, September 11th, 2001.
It is lunchtime in London, 5 a.m. in Los Angeles, and 8 a.m. here in New York, live from the CNN Financial News headquarters.
It is beautiful outside, perfect September day with lots of sunshine. Oh, would you look at Washington, huh? I'm going outside today.
Other than that, it's kind of quiet around the country. We like quiet. It's quiet. It's too quiet.
Is that American 11 trying to call?
We have some planes. Just stay quiet and you'll be okay. We're turning to the airport.
The pilot, everyone's been stabbed. They're in the back of the airplane. They're not. Oh, the hijackers are in the cockpit.
Oh, no.
Okay, we just lost connection.
Wow. This is Happy Earth Market podcast. I'm Sam.
I'm Nathan.
I'm JR.
Wow. That kind of
Brought back some
memories.
memories.
Yeah, a little bit.
Anniversary of 9/11 is tomorrow, 16 years later, right?
Yeah.
And that day was crazy. Just listening to that, like, I listened to it on the radio out in the woods, but, like, unbelievable.
Yeah.
You're crying like it just happened. Like, everybody forgets. Like, it's been so politicized, and I think that's, everybody forgets the feeling of what it felt like that day, and that it was. I've never felt it more hopeless.
Right. JR, while I compose, what do you have to say?
No, it, like, honestly, it did bring back a bunch of feelings and memories of how I was feeling during that time. I mean, I remember exactly where I was. I was in high school.
What grade?
I was a senior in high school. Walking to my second class by the time I heard. The first period was like, oh, some crazy shit happened. And I was like, okay. Like, what kind of crazy shit? He's like, oh, dude, something like on the East Coast. I'm like, East Coast, ain't nothing.
Right.
It's not going to affect us.
Right.
So about second period comes, and this is like my drafting class, which is what essentially I'm doing now, which is drawing and, computer-aided drafting.
Right.
So I'm walking in, and the substitute teacher at the time, Mr. Bull, he's probably dead now, but rest in peace, man. But he has the television, the little squeaky wheel television thing rolled out into the middle of the class, and it has that thing on full blast. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, oh, cool, we get to, sit down and watch TV all day. Hell yeah.
It's like the Challenger.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Challenger. The Challenger.
I don't even remember that one.
I thought I didn't realize that they were showing the Challenger live. I thought that they brought us in to show us the explosion. I was in the 4th grade.
Right.
Like, it made no sense to me. Like, I didn't realize I watched that live till years later.
Yeah. Sorry.
Wow, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so we're sitting down, and literally as soon as I sit down, I look up and I see the second plane fly into the freaking was that Tower 2?
Yeah.
And I was like, was that fucking live? Like, holy shit.
Yeah, is this a movie or did that really happen?
Yeah. And then we're just watching that thing burn, and like people are freaking out, and I'm like, no way. Like, what? Like, we're fucking America. This isn't.
This doesn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like a shitload of just weird feelings just went. Like, I know instantly, like, when that thing hit, like 80, 100 something people died. Like, right there.
Yeah,
right then and there.
Instantly.
Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I just saw that.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
And you kept seeing it for weeks.
Yes, exactly. And they kept showing it over and over and over, and but it's.
You never thought about it that way. Like, you would not just the 80 people in that building, think of the 200 something people on the plane.
Right, exactly.
Like, those just annihilated right then.
Yeah, and just that overwhelming feeling of just watching people die right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then also later on, you see people jumping off the buildings. And I'm like, holy shit,
yeah.
this is real.
Yeah.
Like what? Like usually when you see something, it's
and the noise too though that made when they hit.
The sound, the sounds of people screaming as they're jumping down.
I forgot all about
like,
that.
Oh my
dude.
God, there's another one, and you see, oh, there's another one.
Yeah.
And then you just see the camera following it down until it disappears behind some trees.
And you just hear it.
Yeah. Like, oh God, that was somebody turning into fucking glue, basically. It's disgusting.
Yeah, that.
But, yeah. How did you feel?
How did you feel?
No, I don't know.
Where were you at?
I was at home.
Mm-hmm.
Got woke up by a phone call. Mom was here, and she's like, "Hey,
right.
Have you seen the
Did
news?
You turn on the
Holy
news?
shit."
That was like the call everybody got, right?
And
Have
so
you
I
turned on the news?
Scratching my eyes. No, obviously something big is happening. She's very upset, and I turned the news on, and it was just the first building was on fire, and you know, they were saying stuff like, "Oh yeah, we think it might be some terrorist thing," you know, and they were already speculating that, and I was just like, "Oh my God, what? It's weird." But then, I watched the second airplane come in and hit it, and when the second airplane hit, I was like, "Holy fuck, we are totally under attack!"
Yeah.
Like, like, oh my God, we are under attack. And then they were talking about, you know, not just one plane but multiple planes. There were so many different reports that you thought there was multiple airplanes in the sky right now getting ready to run into a building, you know, and we were so like.
Well, they would say things like
so
Los Angeles
scary.
next on the list, like there might be a plane in the, you know what I mean? Like it was crazy.
It was really scary, and I was just thinking like, oh my God, you know, definitely thinking you and us specifically, like, oh, I guess he's definitely going to war, and you know, that reality set really like, instantly for me.
Right, exactly. Like also like when I first walked into that drafting class, I mean, it's partly engineering. Yeah. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, it's just, you know, it's a video of what'll happen if a plane flies into a building.
Oh, you thought it might be fake.
Like an engineering thing, yeah. So I was like, oh, that's a weird thing.
weird way to teach us. Man, so you're really pulling at the heartstrings here.
It's a crazy engineering thing, and then I look down and it says the date and time. I'm like, oh, that's today. That's oh my God, it's right now.
Right.
Like, holy shit. So yeah, it was like really like super surreal.
Yeah.
Like I was like.
Yeah.
You remember a couple of weeks before that, a Cessna had flown into. A Cessna, little single-engine airplane had flown into the Twin Towers. And so, like you said, I was in the Army, and I had woken up, and we were shaving and brushing our teeth and that kind of stuff, and talking the crap that soldiers do. And one of the guys always had those little old-school like.
AM radio,
so he could listen to the news in the morning, and he'd listen to it on his headphones, and he's like, "Hey, a plane just hit
the World Trade Center."
I'm like, "Oh shit, again?" Like I remember saying that. I didn't think much of it, but he kept listening, and he's like, "No, guys, this is really bad." And so we're all soldiers like, "Shut up, dude. Of course it's bad. A plane flew into it. You know what I mean?" But then we heard on the radio the second one hit, and everybody.
The second one hit a second building.
Yeah. And then everybody knew like what was going on. Like that's when it settled in. But I still hadn't seen any pictures. You know what I mean? It was a whole half a day, maybe longer, before I got back out of the field in the Army to go to see a television. And I remember walking in there, and it was on the big screen in the day room where, you know, like the activities room, like next to the pool table and stuff like that. And I remember seeing it, and everybody was just staring there. Nobody was talking. Right. Nobody in that room was talking. Everybody was just staring. And these are professional tough guys. They're infantrymen. You know what I mean? Like, and the look on everybody's face, like, oh, we're going. You know what I mean? And not only that, but just complete disbelief. And then I just remember I walked outside and sat down on the steps and smoked a cigarette. And I didn't even call you yet. I didn't even call my wife yet. And my buddy Randy was sitting there. And I just remember the only thing I could say for like an hour was, this is really bad.
Yeah. And it really was. It changed everything.
To this day.
Yeah. A lot of stuff happened because of 9/11.
Everything's different because of it. I miss the innocence of pre-9/11 life. 9/11, like it was so nice. The birds sang better. The sky was bluer.
That's true. Everything was better.
It really was, dude. You were, you know what I mean? as Americans, that was like me. I thought about us getting attacked while we're overseas, but I never thought about America getting attacked on American soil.
Right.
It just wasn't a reality I'd ever really processed.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely happened.
Yeah.
And it affects all of us. You know what I mean? We know a guy who sorted rubble. You know, right there at 9/11, watched hand bodies melt. I mean, people forget about the emotional part of it, and it's so politicized, and I think that's sad.
It is sad because we've forgotten. And I joke.
Mm-hmm.
I joke a
We all
lot
do,
when
yeah.
I say remember. I say every time the clock is 9/11, I say never forget.
Never forget. It's okay to joke
But
about
it's funny. It is funny that I say that because, if anything, it does make me remember 9/11.
Absolutely.
It absolutely does. You know, like, okay, well, I do remember, and it was terrible. You know, but I'm not gonna forget it, and we have to make sure we don't forget it.
Yeah.
Because that was the turning point in our country, and
the
you know, generations
impact.
from now, they're gonna look back and say, what was the changing point? 9/11 was.
And what do you do?
Everything.
Like, everybody gets mad at these politicians for all this new security we have now and stuff like that. But what do you do if you're in that position? What would you do? What would
and the whole country is afraid right now. So what do you do?
You use that word. You have to at least provide the illusion that you're taking care of business.
Right.
Because when that plane hits, the illusion of the government that was able to protect us died.
Right.
It was kind of like that day that you realized your dad wasn't a superhero anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, Dad can get his ass kicked too.
Right.
That's exactly how I felt.
That's a great analogy.
I had lost my faith in our defense, and I was part of the defense system.
Right.
You know, I don't know of a more real feeling than that day. Besides, well, yeah, that was the realest I've ever felt at the time.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it, though. Saying that, you know, using your father as an example of losing that heroism, because it felt that way. Patriotism all of a sudden turned into this weird new thing where, you know,
now we have to defend it.
Yeah.
We have to all of a sudden be proud of who we are, and there was no all of a sudden, you know, all the issues that exist.
All
now.
the other isms went away.
All the isms,
racism and classism and all that stuff went away.
For patriotism.
We were a team for once.
Yeah, and it
was beautiful.
It was really fucking beautiful,
Yeah,
and
it was beautiful
everybody
for a while.
and the whole world actually, you know, supported us at the time, and it was true patriotism because we were all on the same team fighting against this fear of.
And you know, as an American too, like, I was happy to see the other countries support us because all we're spoon-fed from everywhere is that everybody hates us.
Right.
And we don't know what we did. Like, I didn't do nothing, man. I just, you know, even back then there was still if you go to France, they're just gonna be jerks because you're American, you know. So.
Well, I don't know.
Capitalist people.
I know a lot of Americans talk a lot of shit about French.
Yeah, I do too. But, you know, it's all in fun. They've been there for us. We've been there for them. You know, the French are like that brother who you need, but it kind of annoys you.
Sure, they feel the same way.
You mean like Canada too?
Well, like they were like their stepbrother. Like, God damn, I love that kid, but I just want to choke him.
Well, the reason I wanted to put this 9/11 thing beginning up is because tomorrow is 9/11.
Yeah, so that forces me to put this up today.
Oh, good motivation. Yeah, we've been doing a lot of work on
busy.
Happy Earth Market, man. We've been slamming.
Slamming.
No, it's been.
Make noise, Happy Earth Market.
We have to come up with a jingle, JR.
Yeah, we need a jingle for Happy Earth Market.
You know it's gonna be like cheesy as shit, right?
Happy Earth Market
that's the point.
podcast.
Happy Earth Market.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
with jazz hands and
jazz
everything.
hands. You have to make it sound like jazz hands.
But yeah, a lot happened this
week. You hear them.
Yeah. How did jazz hands sound?
I think it sounds like twinkles.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, we have to be able to hear the jazz hands. So you have to figure out how that is going to work.
I got to figure out how to put jazz hands in audio. That's hard.
You're going to have to get creative, honey.
Yeah.
You've been really creative lately, though, with your podcasting
thanks.
stuff. If I could pull one up, I know you sent one. But here, let me play this. This is cool.
Oh, cool.
Here, ready?
Ooh, I'm surprised.
This is what Nate made.
That's a valid answer.
Kind of creepy. I like it.
Nothing.
I haven't decided if I like it yet. It definitely is how I felt that day because I was nervous.
And I don't like the word rule.
Well, let's listen.
Well, if we don't like the word rule, let's call it leadership. Leadership in government is political power, and political power is an official form of antagonizing the people.
What magazine did you say he edits? A commentary on current events. Pardon me. But, my dear young man, politics are necessary.
Politics are rules imposed upon the people.
In this country, rules are not imposed. They are the wish of all free citizens.
Travel around a bit, then you'll see how free they are.
See?
Yes, but you didn't let me finish.
They have every man in a straitjacket, and without a passport, he can't move a toe.
Was he like 9?
Allow me to...
In a free
like
world,
elementary school
they
kid, yeah.
violate the natural rights of every
What's this from?
citizen.
It's from a Charlie Chaplin movie, the same one that that great speech he does as Hitler.
Yes, but may I...
And if you don't think as they think,
Oh.
you can pass with your passport. To leave a country is like breaking out
I need to watch that movie.
Yeah.
a country is like going through the eye of a needle.
It's a trap. Yo.
Yeah, I wrote that 808. I made it.
808,
Yeah.
808.
Yeah, I extended it and tweaked it and did all this stuff. That was fun. This is the first one I wrote.
Is that our ohms?
Yeah, I played forward and in reverse.
Ooh. Yeah, that.
I like that in the background.
That part gives me a very uneasy feeling.
It's supposed to.
Yeah.
It's a flute.
That's a flute? Like a flute?
Mm-hmm. Not originally.
It's got a couple more minutes left. You wanna?
Well, it's almost done.
No, it's got a couple more minutes left.
Yeah. As soon as the kid starts talking, you can just turn it off.
Oh, is it like you have to put up 5 minutes or something on YouTube, or?
No, I just wanted his whole speech, so I started it and ended it in the same place, and his whole speech fades all the way out to the end, to where you can't even hear it.
Yeah, we still have 2 minutes to go here.
Yeah, as soon as the kid starts talking, kill it. You can kill it now, too, I don't care.
It's cool. If they want to listen, where do they listen? I'm on YouTube.
Right there, the channel, Happy Earth Market.
What's our channel?
But not everything. You have to go to videos. There's nothing posted to the page yet. The page is still under construction. So, yeah, it's not really easily searchable yet. And I'm really not, like, to talk about social media for a second, I'm really not in a hurry to get a bunch of followers because I want to make a bunch of mistakes on how to even use this thing before we have a ton of people watching.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So I've been playing with a bunch of different, like, posts at the same time, sharing apps. And, one through Sadie was Crowdfire, which is cool, but it really, like, I think I need a more complicated one. I need one that I have a little more settings. It's super childish the way it is. Like,
you mean basic?
Super basic, yeah.
Sounds so bad when you say childish.
I know, I was like, jeez.
No, I mean, it's literally
a harsh word, man.
It's literally they communicate with you in GIFs and thumbs ups and stuff like that. When you're originally getting
so that kind of childish.
Yeah. Emoji kind.
It's like, I fucking hate
emojis. Okay, I gotcha.
Although I do love GIFs, like I don't know what to do. I'm like, especially the new GIF feature on Facebook. I'm a whore.
Yeah, I don't have that still.
Good for you.
Because I have not updated my phone. I don't think it's able anymore. My version of phone is not capable of handling the latest Facebook update.
So, before the music break, I dropped the lease app. We dropped the lease app.
Mm-hmm.
So we're excited. We might be getting the place soon. We have a meeting coming up this Wednesday.
Yeah. It's going to be good.
It's going to be good.
I don't know why you're all worried and concerned about it. It's going to be just fine.
Because I'm a man. I worry. That's what we do.
Well, usually women worry. I thought that's what you always say.
No, women are. I don't know, but I know I wear it.
Okay.
Maybe I'm a girl at heart.
I've got a sensitive
Maybe I got a
soul.
really butch lesbian inside me somewhere.
Maybe you are.
What does that make me then?
Maybe you are a butch
Anyway.
lesbian.
Oh, wow. Oh, and my penis is an illusion? I'm reading that book, Illusion, so it's totally possible.
Jeez.
I won't hurt you on this one. I'll just stay silent.
Oh,
here.
good.
Yeah.
Good. Use your imagination,
yeah.
fan.
There you go, fan.
Thumbs up.
No, I'm not worried. You've got some concern with it. I feel that, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. It'll happen. I think it's going to happen. I'm projecting that it is and hoping.
Yeah, I've always just...
Silence your cell phone.
It's okay.
Impossible.
I've kind of always felt like starting your own business is, jumping in the middle of the ocean and letting the boat sail away.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I'm out here on my own now, guys.
This business isn't really
there's an
ours.
echo?
Yeah. On the ocean, I guess you're right. no echo on the ocean. Go ahead, sorry.
Well, it
sweet.
depends on the ocean.
That's true too.
No, what was I saying? Fuck.
You're saying you're not worried
I'm
that,
just thinking of all
that
that
you really
water.
feel like we have nothing to lose.
No, we don't. Because it's not our business,
Mhm.
number one. So because it's not our business, it's our business collectively who we're building it for. The only thing I feel failure-wise is if it doesn't succeed, they aren't going to succeed, and that's going to be a drag, and that's going to suck.
Totally.
But as far as us go, I mean, I got a pristine resume, so do you. This is just an adventure that we're able to do, and and it's cool that we're able to do it. So there's no fear of us losing anything.
We're at a point where we can take a risk.
Yeah.
Where we can do it. You know what I mean?
Plus you guys are white, so.
That helps.
It does. It does.
It's true.
Except for in infomercials. We're the worst in infomercials.
Right. You guys are so clumsy. Oh my god. Like, really? You just tried to open the jar and you cut your hand? Are you fucking kidding me?
What are you talking
How
about?
do I eat this popcorn? Talk on the phone.
Hot.
Have you seen that video?
Yeah.
You think it's tough being another race, try being white, and it just shows all the fucking all of the infomercial mistakes. It's there's nothing.
I have to find it.
You can find it. I posted it yesterday on my Facebook, but there's nothing to hear. Yeah. It's just a song, and people just this guy's like literally trying to figure out how to turn on the TV. He's got a soda, a phone, and popcorn in his hand, and he's like trying to grab the remote. Like, what do I do? But there's a coffee table right next to him.
Where you can set it all down.
You set it down where you normally would, but not in this thing. And then all the popcorn just spills, and he just looks up.
That's awesome.
Sad.
Is that a white person thing? I didn't realize that was.
Well, all infomercials are white people.
And opening chips, like the bags.
Yeah. Oh, the hardest
thing ever.
Ever.
For white people.
They just go.
They're so. You guys
awesome.
are so strong.
So strong.
It's the white privilege. It's
that recharge strength. Yeah,
white privilege
true.
dies at opening things.
Everywhere.
Oh no.
They would know like a small resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it just looks like all white people don't know their own strength. They just go to, maybe we're just like all Hulk. Chips again.
Just that opening things.
Like vacuuming, like the cord's all wrapped around him and stuck. Like
he's all tangled up in it. He's not smart enough.
I don't know what to do.
Hey, I think we should play that out at work for a couple days. Just act like an infomercial. Just drop.
That'd be fun.
Just pins everywhere.
That'd be a lot of fun. If only there was an invention for this. This dilemma. Stupid.
Very stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
anyway.
With the market, we're rocking the social media. We made our first $1 today.
We made
what?
Actually,
yes.
You know what? Let me hit refresh. Actually,
well, last time we checked on our T-shirt campaign,
it was $33 last time. Let me refresh.
Yep. Ooh. $33 this time.
$35.90. So we sold 10 T-shirts.
So where can they find this?
Go to. Well, you have to put this up pretty quickly, but it's Bonfire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll put it up tomorrow.
Bonfire.
That's correct. Fuck. It is bonfire.com/hem-is-grateful-for-u.
So HEM is grateful
for you. And there's a dash in between each word. No caps. Hem is grateful for you. Yeah, and basically you get a t-shirt of your choice. We have pullover hoodie or a jersey or a regular t-shirt.
I'm getting a jersey.
The t-shirt's under $20, people. It's $19.11.
$19.11.
Yeah, I know that sounds...
The nomenclature of all your favorite
There's
gun.
no coincidence, apparently. That happened.
1911? Yeah. That's our favorite gun?
Oh, I think the
date?
opener was 9/11.
9/11.
That just happened.
9 and 11.
Hey, high five on that, Jared. Thanks
No,
for recognizing
high five.
I got you, boo. I got you.
Thank you, love. So, yeah. Anyway, the t-shirts are cool. It's just got our awesome brand, our logo, Happy Earth Market on the back.
Go Happy Earth Market.
Go please support us, man. We could use financial funding because we're doing this DIY.
DIY.
Why?
Do your
DIY, yeah. Do your it.
Do it
do
yourself.
You,
Not do yourself
Do yourself in.
Oh. In Happy Earth Market.
Good does you.
Now you sound like Yoda.
Oh.
No,
Russian.
we're getting ready for the Grow Your Own Festival.
Yes.
So, any listeners who listened to the last episode got to hear all of our friends from the Grow Your Own. October 7th, just to remind y'all of the date. I'm excited. We're going to be volunteering the week
stoked.
before.
Yeah, we're going to do some cleanup.
Our team is going to be cleaning up.
And then we're going to go, Today we're building our booth to see what it's going to look like, and I get to tie-dye for the first time. So don't tell anybody.
Have you ever tie-dyed before?
No.
Well, get ready, buddy. We got the kit.
It's exciting. It's super exciting.
Can we do some gangsta tie-dyes?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
I don't either, but we have gangster
like black
colors.
and gray.
Anyway, hurricanes. Lots of those happening these days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 2 in a row, back-to-back on Florida. Irma, I don't know the other one, and the Houston one is just awful, but at least it's done. It is Jose, you're right. Yeah, it won't be as bad, because apparently the worst hurricanes are named after women.
Is that a statistic that you looked up?
I saw a meme today on Facebook, and I
Must
figured
be true.
I'm going to have Katrina.
Irma.
Those are the only 2 we know of.
That's the only recent ones that are...
What about Harvey and Oscar? Oscar was bad.
Oscar was pretty bad. Yeah, Oscar was bad. Okay, so that meme sucks. So basically, hurricanes aren't
Hurricane, what was the other one? Hurricane Frederick? He was
You're just
bad.
making up names now. You
can imagine a Frederick coming along and fucking shit up. Frederick, damn you.
Damn it, Frederick.
Well, I just kind of want to, if we're still going to meet on Sundays or Saturdays, it might be nice we're doing so much, we may as well put a quick 30-minute, 40-minute hem date.
Which is what this is,
hem
right?
update up a week, you know what I mean? And keep interest. We'll still continue our long shows. One of the shows we are starting is a Veterans Talk.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah. So have I told you about it, Jared?
No.
Well, if you have the time, we're going to just get like 2 other veterans besides me in the room and talk the shit that veterans talk when they're just around veterans. Right. Just talking shit to each other and talking about current events and talking about our hate for everything that we hate, mostly civilians. So it's going to be fun.
It's mostly civilians. Don't worry, civilians. I'm here for us. No, but it's going to be
It should be fun, right?
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I mean, I never have more fun than hanging out with a bunch of other veterans laughing my ass off. Why shouldn't we record it?
Yeah, and you guys have the weirdest, darkest, sickest sense of humor that only you can understand, and and for anybody listening,
it'd be like
those are those episodes where you have to be thick-skinned.
I think I just thought of the name. Sorry, I got to interrupt you. I was gonna say it's gonna be like eavesdropping on veterans, so that's what we're gonna call it, eavesdropping on veterans.
That's beautiful. I love it. Kick ass, man.
Fuck yeah.
I want to take this minute to give a big shout out, gratitude to our Happy Earth Market team. JR.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything that you do.
Oh. You're welcome.
For the team.
Thanks for all your hard work, dude.
And for this movement that we're creating, because it's awesome.
Yeah.
Can't do it without you. Yeah. Sadie and Nick, even though they're not here, you guys are being vital.
Well, they're going to be here.
And then all of our listeners, we have a few that we won't name, but family members who...
Yeah, thank you.
You know who you are.
Thanks for all your support in our crazy idea.
Yes, and I love that you are listening to us and giving us feedback on it. And Visit us on happyearthmarket.com.
Which is under construction by beautiful Sadie.
That's right.
It's an amazing website, and I'm embarrassed of our current website. It's so amazing.
Yeah. Everyone go on there right now. Take a screenshot of the thing that Sam created.
Yeah.
And then a week later, go take a screenshot of what Sadie created, and you'll.
Like,
Sam.
So much better.
We thought it looked so professional.
Sam looks like she lives in the past. Sadie's one of them kids from the future, apparently.
I feel like when we used to make fun of somebody else who made websites for us, who started at the beginning of website making and just stayed with that style. You know what I mean? Like we've been past.
Yeah, I no longer. I don't even try. That's why it's important to have this team.
I don't care to learn it.
This team is the greatest. The greatest organizations are only able to be great because they have a network of people who are really good.
Yeah. So my suggestion is, it's been a beautiful show. Play out with that other beat that I made so we can get some exposure.
Oh, we're dropping beats now.
Dropping beats, yo. How do I get to the other one? Can I go to the...
Go to video.
Circle at your pleasure. Here we go.
There you go. This is Drum Circle at Your Pleasure. I give credit to everybody I stole music from.
Hey, again, thanks for listening, everybody. This is Happy Earth Market Podcast. Love and light to you.
Peace.
Yay.